There's a place I've come to know where the righteous always flow. It's a beacon for my soul. It is called Moments of Carson. Show me hope that happiness is mine. Jesus takes my load through the rough and tumble time, and I will raise all the curtains up, unlatch the window to His love. I will bow
Live from
my
Lehi,
head
Utah,
to Thee.
you are watching
Fast and
Mormon
free,
Talk.
get on my knees and say, I will pray.
Hello, YouTube. My name is Carson Owen Kimball,
And I am Brett O'Call.
and it's of all the things that would lead us back to joining together to be with you guys here on YouTube. I have to admit to you that this is probably one of the most disappointing. As you all know, Brett and I have been busy. We have other things, obviously, that have gotten in the way of being able to spend the time doing this. Chiefly among them our families and our careers. But also, the years, I say that word without any exaggeration, of being the targets of ridicule, of the targets of abuse, the targets of trolling, to put it very, very mildly and in a juvenile word.
It's no longer trolling. This is a hate crime.
Yeah, it is a hate crime. And I just want to lead with that. I know that there are probably supporters of Brett and myself in this chat tonight that are watching this video. I know that our wives are watching in bed, and probably with eyes that have been freshly dried of their tears. At least I know my wife, Scarlett, has gone through unimaginable things because of the trolling. And this documentary that we are going to be addressing and debunking, because it's fake, it's absolutely libel, frankly, has hurt our wives, both of them. And my wife is now, I have to pay extra money out of my pocket, of my earnings, for her to go to therapy, which is not fair to me. Okay?
I myself am on a mental health retreat because of some of the things that have been happening. You know, I was able to withstand it a little bit better back in the day when I was actively, Carson and I were actively putting ourselves out there and trying to reach out to people. But after all of the pain and, us for our own personal reasons stepping away from the show, I've kind of been able to relax my guard a little bit. I was left alone a little bit in my private life, but now things seem to have been ramping up. Even before this horrible documentary came out. It's a mockumentary. It's not even real.
Yeah, it's trashumentary. Sorry, Brett.
Trashumentary. Thank you. Before that even came out, there was some sort of zeitgeist in the air saying, "Hey, let's give Brett O'Call a bad time." Do you know how many times my wife, you're talking about your wife, needed to go to therapy. My wife has been accosted in public
Yeah.
because of some of you people. I don't want to say all of you people,
No.
right? Because I know there's some wonderful, beautiful souls in the audience with us tonight who have been here since the beginning. But there's some of you that are so horribly toxic that you have accosted my wife in public when she's at the grocery store with my children, when she's buying clothes to look nice for me, and you're
Yeah.
accosting her on my behalf, calling her all of these horrible names. I folks, please, please understand.
We're real people. Okay. I get it. It's the internet. And it looks like we're just a
Hello?
flat image on a screen. Brett, did you say something?
Hello, can you
I
hear
thought
me?
that.
Oh, okay. Wilson, we're not letting callers in yet. Caller, could you please just hang, hang around for just a second? Brett was interrupted, and we were talking about something quite important. Okay. Um, Go ahead,
I
Brett.
don't
Sorry.
remember where I was, Carson.
You were talking about how your wife was in the store and she's been accosted and called names, and that this has been an inconvenience for us and our wives. But I was just going to make the point that we look like a flat picture on a screen, and as I've said before, people throw rocks at things that shine. And Brett and I, years ago, decided that we were going to let our light shine forth. Okay. And we're going to unleash our bushel. Okay. And let you guys see the light that hides beneath, and be like a city on the hill. And of course, Satan doesn't like that. But I just want you guys to understand that Satan is real. He's not just like an imaginary figure. And you know what? He inspires people who have chosen evil, and he uses that evil within them like a guided heat-seeking missile to go find those who are putting themselves out there for the Lord. And that's what a lot of you guys did. Not all of you, but a lot of you guys did that for so long. And I just want you to understand, it might seem like a zanky game to you online, but there's real life effects. I've told you guys many times about the time that people showed up at my house nude, riding on quads, circling my property. Well, not entirely circling it because there's a fence in the back, and they had signs basically, talking about my name in a sexual way, and also making fun of our show and accusing us of gay and things like that. And I called the cops and they were never caught. Okay. It's like no one even cared. And so
That
we
that's what's
have,
so crazy. It's like, how can you accuse somebody of being gay, but then not, receive any sort of, legal punishment? How is that even a
yeah,
crime?
especially when the ones accusing me of gay were themselves riding around male nude. Okay. And so I just want you guys to understand, this might seem like a zany game to you guys. Maybe you're targeting us because we're white. Maybe you're targeting us because we're Mormon. Okay. Members of the church. I don't, frankly, whatever it is, it doesn't even matter at this point, because the consequences have already come to pass. And I'm not going to get into my personal life, but I've mentioned I'm going through a lot in the way of legal challenges. And I just have to say, the documentary that has been released, even though it is an obvious libel, steaming pile of dog diarrhea, it doesn't help me. And even though it's fake, it's still, by some zany attorney, can be used to say, well, look, he's being accused of, abusing homeless or of targeting homeless or whatever. And even though it's fake, it's still, to a jury, looks like compelling evidence to some dumb people, which sometimes juries consist of a mix of smart people and people with dumb IQs. Okay.
Yeah, very
So
dumb.
anyway, Brett, do you have anything else that you'd like to just get out? Because I
Well, I
really want to
mean,
get into the rumors about, first and foremost, about the ones that have hurt our wives the most, and that
what
is
I'm sick,
the
what I'm sick of is all of these, conspiracy theory freaks, right? If you've got a nail, right, then everything looks like it needs a nailing. And so you go around and you're finding links between things that don't even exist, and you're making up these crazy stories. Just it's confirmation bias,
Yeah.
right? I saw the way that some of you skewed
You've
my
got mail.
words from
Carson, this is Ptitty. Please let
long,
me jizz
long,
all
long
over
ago
the
in
face of
history,
your while your wife shoves
and
all
you've
my
taken so many
dildos
things
up
out
your
of
ass.
context
Please, I want you to be
just
my
to
cuckold kunrag,
create
you dirty little slut.
this image of somebody that's not even, the Bretto call that you're trying to construe me as isn't real.
Brett, hold on.
So
Wait, wait, wait,
stop
wait,
nailing me.
wait. There's there's a donation messages, the troll ones that used to come in. There's donation. They're not even coming up on the screen. I don't even know where they're coming from, but I just heard the voice. Did you hear that?
I did hear a disembodied voice.
Guys, do not donate tonight. We are not taking donations. All of it turns into rubbles anyway. Yeah, in Russia, because we used a stupid thing from Russia. They turn into rubbles, and they don't even get to the show. And I'm not even taking donations. Brett is not either. And trust me, he could use them. But we're not doing donations tonight. Do not donate. Sorry, Brett. Go ahead. I apologize.
Well, I was just saying, like, I'm tired of being nailed in a way that isn't accurate, right? If people want to look at me and say, Brett's a good guy, Brett's a family man, Brett's clearly straight and masculine and doesn't partake in all these things that we ourselves, you've seen it many times. We've had calls about this. We've condoned, no, sorry, we've not condoned we've condemned many of these actions that we ourselves are being accused of. But how can we have condemned it for so many years with such accuracy that, and then people turn around and say, hey, maybe you guys are gay. That's not fair. Don't nail me like that.
And the reason why they do that is because the media is controlled, and politics are controlled by people that want our country to be destroyed. And one of the ways that they stop us from denouncing gay is by saying, oh, if you denounce gay, then that's one of the biggest signs that you're hiding that you're gay, or that the people who are most openly, as they call it, homophobic. But let's be honest, who's even scared of a gay? They're not scary at all. Okay, they couldn't even hurt a fly in 99% of the time, except for Jeffrey Dahmer, maybe.
Well,
But what I'm hold on, what I'm saying,
I've been scared.
right? But okay, but hold on. My point is, one of the ways they shut down pro family talk, like this talk that's coming out of this cowboy's mouth right now, is this. They'll tell you that if you denounce it, then that must mean you're gay yourself. And then that makes people feel like, well, now I can't denounce it because then people are going to accuse me of being gay. But I'm not afraid of that tactic. I'm going to say it right here and here on in. I believe in the family proclamation, which states very clearly that marriage is supposed to be between a man and a woman, period. All other marriage is an abomination. It's not even real. And if I was never clear about that on the show, I'll be clear right on now. And that's that I think that gay is a destroying force in the world. And it just...
Just look at Greece.
Exhibit A. Okay? My family has been destroyed by accusations that Brett and I, on when we've camped or something like that, or done backyard wrestling or whatever, that is a way that we've been able to conceal and express our gay feelings toward two men, me and Brett. No, that is not true. Okay.
Well, look at it, the other direction. Anytime you hang out with a male coworker, a male friend, a brother, are you gay?
Yeah.
Are you sinful?
Right. And so men can't hang, but like I said, women can do whatever dumb woman things they do, like go get their nails painted together, or go scrapbooking, or whatever it is, and no one's accusing them of being gay together. But when men like Brett and I, or like our friend Richie, when we go out, slap a backpack on, go head up to the mountains, and pop some stakes in the ground and pop some steaks into the over the grill.
Yeah.
That's a sign that we're gay, and
Yeah, like,
that's it. Couldn't be more ridiculous. This
what?
this country was founded by mountain men. It's founded by frontiersmen, which the spirit of that frontiersman lives in me, and I know lives in Brett too.
I've never met a homosexual individual that loves meat as much as the rest of my friends and I when we're out camping.
They're
We're
vegan.
ravenous, right? You don't see
They're
a
vegan.
gay attacking a steak or any other sort of meat in the way that you know we do.
Compliments
The boys, right?
compl-
The boys, we get out there.
compliments of the Call Ranch, by the way, which is still small, but it's coming on strong.
Hey,
The
a cow can last a long time,
I bought
except for when you get the ravenous meat boys on it.
I bought a hef, as I call it, a
Half
half
a
of a
half.
hef from my good friend Brett here, and I'll tell you what, it's close to Wagyu. You know what I mean?
Thank
That
you.
that
No,
meat crackles
I've
and
worked.
sears, and it's good. You know what I mean? And men are the ones that like this. Men are they're the ones. Look at the goofy zany guy. What's his name? What's the meat lover guy? Um, uh, the carnivore diet guy that eats the raw meat, which I don't do. That's gross. But
Was that
nevertheless,
guy, that Nikocado guy?
something like that. He has like a beard or whatever. I think it's Nico, something like that. But that's a man right there. That's a raw man. And let me tell you what, the thing about gay is they're more attracted to, I think it's because of something called intersectionality. They're more attracted to veganism because it's sustainable for the climate and all these zany, stupid, imaginary lies.
Wrong.
And so guess what? They eat raw vegetables while we're crackling and searing some steaks over an open flame. And you know what? They think, oh, well, that open flame shows that you're an openly flaming gay. No, it does not. Okay, it proves that that's not what men with testosterone bursting through their heart do. That's not what we do. We spend time outside because that's how men connect with nature. It's how we connect and bond with each other. Okay, that's what men who go to war do. You think they go sleep in a nice little condo in San Francisco with a pride flag whipping and a waving from their front porch with all their little succulents and plants sitting on the porch? No, they go head out into the mountains with the boys, go skip some stones over the water, go cast a rod out into the lake and fly fish. That's what we do. We go rope and ride. We dance differently. Okay, while gay go to the nightclubs and stuff, we're clicking and clacking over at the corn roast, Brett and I, and we're it goes without saying. I was raised a boy that turned into a man, and I have a bunch of brothers, and all we do is rough and tumble play. And that might have looked one way when we were kids, catching bugs, whatever it was. But you know what? You know what it's turned into? Camping. And there's nothing wrong with it. And if you have a problem with that, and if you think that that gives you license to say, hey, these guys are gays, then how about you go over to your nearest REI or Sportsman's or whatever it is, go buy yourself a good old tent, find your nearest bud, okay? Male buddy, preferably one who's not gay, and go head up into the hills and go
You
just have an
know,
adventure.
see, here's one thing that I don't think people consider. Everyone knows that we live in this interconnected world where our nation, big nation, right? So much space in our nation, but through the internet, we've all been a lot more closer knit, right? And so we kind of forget the geological differences
Right.
between where we live in Utah and other places around. When you're camping in Utah, it's cold,
Colder than the
right?
Dickens.
And so, I've got my flannel sleeping bag, and it's great. I love it. I love that thing. It is thick and warm,
Mm.
but the best thing that I ever found for the cold winters of Utah is not it doesn't even have to be winter. That's the thing. It doesn't even have to be winter. Winter camping's nice, but even if you're just in the fall or spring, it gets freezing at night.
Yeah, it
What
does.
you do is you take two of your sleeping bags and you zip them together, and it makes a big one. And that way you can get a lot more insulation with more bodies in the sleeping
And there's
bags.
like this. Listen, here's the thing. There was a guy that called in one time who was a military guy, and he talked about how he would hug up against or whatever, like other men. Or maybe it wasn't a call in, but they do that in the military. And so
Oh,
what I'm
absolutely.
saying is people see that and they're like, oh, well, they're touching. It's touch. That
Oh,
doesn't mean
hey.
gay though. Like people have been doing this since the Stone Age. People have been doing this to survive. And you know what? Here's the thing. The world's going to an apocalyptic state. And guess what? It's going to only be the men that are not afraid to be men that survive. And you know what? You gotta suck it up. You know what I mean? And be a man sometimes. And if that doesn't mean that we're hugging without clothes. That's not a thing. Okay? You don't need to do that. But
Yeah, I wear my
just because
pajamas.
we're close together, you know, my brothers and I, we slept together sometimes in the same. We're brothers. Come on, you're gonna accuse me of being incestous with my
Ancestral.
brothers?
Ancestral.
Incestuous, yes, with my brothers. Okay, Brett is my brother. We were mission companions, and brotherhood is something that read up into our history, our church history. Read the close knit relationships that Joseph Smith, my personal hero, had with his companions. And you know what? If you here, I'm going to turn it right back on you guys, or the ones that made this documentary. If you are hearing this, oh, they're gay. Well, you know, gays camp together and zip up the
Hurry.
bags together, zip up their sleeping, their Colemans, by the way, which are nice and flannel and very well insulated. Okay. They're gay. You're the one having gay thoughts. You're the ones that are turning something that
It's
is,
just projecting.
and
You're
it's
right.
exactly the word that I'm looking for. They're projecting. They're projecting homosexuality onto us. So I want to just release this statement. I, Carson Owen Kimball, solemnly swear upon everything that I can think of that I am not gay and have never done any gay things or had any, even a gay thought ever in my whole life. And that includes with Brad O'Call.
Yeah.
Brad, you want to
I've
make your
never
statement?
I've never had any I've never had any amount of, just like you said, any amount of gay thought in my head until you guys started calling me gay day and night and telling my wife that she's not married to a real man, out in public. You guys have been messaging her. You guys have been leaving notes on her car. I don't even know how you know what cars is hers. I don't know. But now gay is all I think about, but not in the way that you guys are saying. It's the way that my life is being negatively affected by gay. And so I need this to stop. Okay.
Okay.
I too solemnly swear on whatever life, even, you know, the the life of my bishop, that there is nothing gay in my body and never has been and never will be.
Very well said. And with that, I think that puts the whole issue to bed.
I gotta say one last thing,
Okay.
Carson. So earlier you talked about my steak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, you know personally, Carson, but to the folks out there,
Mm-hmm.
I work relentlessly hard on my cows. I work them, you know. I
Not just the meat, by the way, freshly squeezed milk.
don't forget your raw milk, but I have spent so much time curating um, such love for my cows and my goats. I don't do pigs anymore. But I do have some lamb too. I spend a lot of time with them, and in the past that has been kind of my anchor for sanity throughout, a lot of the troublesome trickery that you guys have brought into my life. Um, but that doesn't even cut it for me anymore, right? It's gotten in the past week, it's gotten so ramped up and asinine and crazy that I can't even go out on my ranch and tend to my cows and you know you gotta soften the beef through love, right? It's love that softens the beef. And so if I'm not out there giving my cows the love that they need, my lambs the love that they need, guess what? I get tough, hard meat. It doesn't have the wagyu properties that
The kind you
you
get
know,
from Walmart, that's all pale looking and
the
tough.
Frankenstein
We
meat.
don't even know. I've lost 95 pounds since you guys last had me on the air. Okay. And I have Brett's beef to thank for it. And I've never been more passionate about meat in my life until I gave myself the space and the time to do so. And I was no longer eating crumble cookies or chip cookies because of all the depression and anxiety that I had because of all the trolling that I've gone through. But I got to spend time with the meat and animal products coming from Brett, and we exchange. I don't have the property myself, but my grandparents do. The old Kimball farm, we got uh, lots to share. You know what I mean? There's corn, there's squash, there's things like that. But you know what? I've traded all that away for Brett's meat, and I've lost a lot of weight. And
Yeah.
I've got to say, the good things in life take love, and they take that time. You know what I mean? And like I'm saying, I don't know if it could be graded as wagyu, but the call boys meat
All I know
is
is that
is
I'm stuck.
nice and marbled, and it's amazing. And that's what I've been enjoying, and that's what I've been doing, and that's what Brett and I's relationship is consisted of. Okay, is laboring over preparing for the future, being self-reliant, and you know prepping this meat and
Marbled
harvesting
meat
these
burger.
vegetables, for our families to share with family and friends. And you know what? That's the good life. And you guys don't have that, which is why you obsess over tearing us down.
Yeah. But I'm stuck in a place that's not even my home right now. I can't even be home right now
Yeah. And
because
we don't
I
need
had
to.
to get I had to get my wife and kids to a secure place, right? So that they can stop just taking the filth that you throwing at my family. And yeah, I feel like it's bordering threats at this point. It's beyond harassment. And think of the meat. It's
It's a
it's just toughening up out
long
there.
morning getting over to tend to the animals now. Whereas before it was just a walk right out back. Now it's a long drive.
Anyway, I apologize to focus on this so much, but it's something that's so near and dear to my heart, and I'm really trying to show you guys that, like, this isn't just a fun little game, like, oh, gay. It's affecting our lives so incredibly negatively.
Yeah.
But I won't harp any longer. I won't harp any longer. Carson, was
No.
there another thing you had planned?
No, I was going to open the lines and allow for a short Q&A. I know we don't have very much time, but
Yeah.
a short Q&A I agree to. So go ahead. W, will you please let some callers in, and we'll and you know what, if there's any trolling, we'll just shut it down.
Hello?
Welcome, caller. You're on the air with Carson and Kimball.
And Brett O'Call. Welcome in, caller. What do you have for us tonight?
Well, howdy. How are you boys doing?
Well, we're not doing the
Getting
best,
better.
but you know what? We're committed to making it better.
You
Please
know,
make sure the questions are relevant and concise. Go ahead.
yes. Well, I just want to first start off by saying I think it's absolutely disgusting, this disgusting documentary that came out. And honestly, I think you guys need to get involved with an attorney and sue for slander.
We're already
So,
on the case, but
okay, that's good to
that's
hear.
private.
I just in order to cheer you guys up, my band and I we made an album, and I did send it to you. I just wanted to know before I asked my question if you had heard it at all.
No, I don't really participate in social media, but I myself am releasing an album in the coming month.
Oh, okay. Well, I believe the link is in the Discord if you get
I don't
curious.
have it. I don't have Discord.
It is a Mormon Talk themed album.
Oh, well,
Anyway,
wonderful. But I don't have Discord, and I don't plan on getting it. I don't do social
Why is
media.
that application called Discord? I never
Yeah, that's an
understood that. That's just
ironic
not a
name.
good. That's
But
just not like a
anyway,
good name
this is a
for it.
Q&A, not an advertisement for an album.
yes,
Please.
yes. My question would be, would you consider yourselves to be you and Brett to be partners, if you would be, since you're so close together and
That goes without saying. I think
Yeah,
everyone already knows that. Of course, we're partners. Companions, partners, friends, brothers, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Are you trying to say something, try and get us to
I
call
call him
ourselves
my brother
partners in
almost
a...
every day. What do you mean, my
no, no,
brother?
no, no, no.
Of
I was
course.
just I just wanted there were people who were in the chat that were doubting that you guys even really knew each other that well. So I just wanted to have that put to bed.
Great.
What? That's crazy and asinine that anyone would say that. Are they even aware of the history of Mormon Talk? Have they watched the show?
Probably not.
Okay,
There's
then this question is ridiculous. Thank you for calling in. Next caller, please.
Love you.
I I don't love other men, so I'm not going to reciprocate that. I only if they're a brother of mine.
thank you for
Is there another
speaking.
caller?
Hello?
Welcome to the
Hello?
show. You're on the air with
Hello,
Carson and...
Brett O'Call. Welcome in,
Wow.
caller. What have you got for us tonight?
Been a very long time. How are you guys? This is Brother Nick, by the way. How are you guys doing?
Nicholas.
Brother Nick, it sounds like you've
Matured
grown
a
up
little
into
bit.
a real man.
Yeah, I'm graduating high school this year, guys.
Well,
Hey,
wonderful.
congratulations.
Yeah. But how have you guys been? You guys still keeping at the wrestling and everything?
Well, of course we are, but that's not what we're here for tonight. We're here to answer
Oh, yeah, of
relevant and
course.
concise questions, Nick.
Yeah, well, what do you guys have coming for the future? Are you bringing Mormon Talk back forever?
That's not in the cards right now. In terms of, I like I said, this has brought pain and legal fines and fees to our lives, and situation that I don't even want to get into, that we don't need to spill online.
It's just,
Yeah.
brother, it's just better for us at this point in time to maybe take a lower profile. Maybe kind of, sit on the back burner, or sit on, what's it? You sit on, what am I sitting on? When you say
You take the back of the saddle, is what you're trying to say,
back,
Yeah.
thank you. You sit on the back of the
and you
saddle
let someone
and
else
just ride, yeah.
take the
Just
reins.
ride it. Yeah.
Sometimes we gotta switch sides and
Yeah.
mosey on down the trail.
I don't know if this is completely true, but I heard that it was I'm not gonna say names, but
Say it.
I heard that
Say
it
it.
was Beth.
Sorry,
Well,
what?
the documentary,
Was from Beth.
I
Is what I
doubt
heard.
it. I doubt that she would have
Beth?
the intelligence to be able to put something together that calculated and diabolical. No,
Yeah.
I doubt it. As
But
as
she's not. People from down under are
as
underrated.
adversarial as people from that continent have been, especially her, I'm not going to point those accusations because that's not where that's not where my hound dog nose is leading me to sniff, is into
Yes.
Beth. That's right into Beth's lap. I ain't doing it because I think that she's not competent to do that. But anyway, regardless, like I said, I'm releasing an album, but I don't.
Wow.
We actually,
Kind of
Brett and I have
generation.
we have had another show that we've done recently, but we have not allowed anyone from this poisoned well, which by the way, there's good people in it too, but it's been poisoned by filth. We haven't let anyone come follow us, and trolls have found their way there, but at least it's a different batch of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So is in terms of Mormon talk content, I don't see that in the future.
Wow, that's disappointing. Well, I'm fapping and I'm thinking of you guys. Hope you guys take care. It's great to see you guys back at least for the night.
Well, it's good to hear your voice, and good to hear that there's a little more grit in that timbre too.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, stay
I'm-
safe,
I'm-
brothers.
I'm liking the grit, brother.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, brother Nick. Much love to you. All right. Next caller, please, Wilson.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
This is
Hey.
Brett O'Call.
And Carson. So what concise, relevant questions only, nothing else.
Okay. So I'm calling. I first. I kind of want to go back to something you said earlier.
Okay.
Regarding how you all were giving each other meat, and like Brett would give you his meat, and you would give him your meat, if I understood correctly.
No. So
Largely
Brett, so
vegetable,
I'm not.
vegetation.
So we're not. I'm not doing livestock right now. I work with livestock. Okay. You could think of me as a medic of sorts to livestock. Breeding and tending to wounds and things like that. But and antibiotics, etc. But I myself don't raise stock for slaughter. But I do raise corn, or I help.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
okay. So I won't get into the details. Go ahead. Go ahead with your question.
Okay, I was just making sure. So again, just for my clarity, you Brett, you give Carson your meat.
I
He
give him the
receives your
meat.
meat. Okay,
Well,
I got you.
what
I
he
got
does
you.
is he gives my cows, they go crazy for zucchini. So anytime I give them Carson zucchini, guess what? Carson gets more meat.
Oh, so you give
They-
the cow the cucumber, and Carson
zucchini.
receives more meat.
Zucchini, and most cows are soy fed in the U.S. Most people don't know
Not
that. They
my
think they're
cows.
corn fed. There's not a single driplet of soy that enters
Zero
into
soy.
those cows' jowls ever. Not a single splash of soy into the maw of a cull cattle.
Okay.
But yeah,
Thank
we do trade, but that's I mean,
I'm sorry, caller. Was that your only question?
No. It kind of just went off. I just
Okay.
wanted to refer back because that leads into my question.
okay. So please, concise and relevant.
Yes. So I have also been victim of being accused of being gay because I give meat to my friend. I call him Jeremy, and he gives me my meat. I receive his meat.
Okay,
and
this
when
isn't
we
any.
tell people.
Wilson, hang up on this. I can see that
It's-
there's something. No.
No, Carson. I'm saying that
Wilson.
people say that it's bad.
Wilson.
Wil-
Thank you. That was a little delayed, Wilson. Let's be quicker next time. But I could, guys, using innuendo. Okay, I could tell that you can just smell it now. You can smell when it's a troll. We've been doing this long enough. We know the difference. You guys can't fool us anymore. Sorry. And I'm not even going to be apologetic about it. I don't even know I'm saying sorry. Next caller, please.
Hello?
Okay, welcome
Hello,
to
this is Brett O'Call.
and C. Kimball.
Hey. Hey, Carson. Hey, Brett. It's me. My cock song.
Okay, do you concise and relevant only? No other questions.
Oh, okay. I was just calling in because I was wondering about the brisket chili. That really was
Okay,
kind of on my conscience about,
Okay.
Did you really cheat in the cook-off, or
No.
what's going
No.
on with that?
No. No, the chili cook-off that I did, and I've done plenty, okay? I was allowed to
Around the
use
U.S., right?
No, well, no, around Utah. That's it. Mainly I don't need to tell you where cuz it's just going to lead people to places they shouldn't be. But
I feel like Carson has beat these meat allegations about his chili. It was clearly defined in the rules.
you could use any meat you wanted, okay? A chili cook-off doesn't mean you only are confined to ground beef, okay? Ground chuck or ground whatever. No, I used brisket and I smoked it.
But it was
Big
clearly in the rules that you're not supposed to use brisket,
You don't
right?
know that. Okay. All right. This is a troll call. This is a troll call.
I'm not a troll.
Okay. Don't insult my chili when we're trying to address gay allegations and we're trying to address evident or more allegations that I have, done homeless dirty. I've never done that. I've certainly never killed a homeless in my life. Okay.
That is insane.
Yeah.
It's
That is
ridiculous.
insane. If you had come around, Carson and I, we once were doing a Christmas special that actually never got aired, believe it or not. It was something that
Yeah.
was going
A lot of
splendidly
work.
before it got corrupted. The data got corrupted, right? And we were going around and we were helping an endless amount of homeless people.
Yeah.
You don't know how many homeless people there are until you
In
see
Salt Lake
hordes
City,
of them.
you head up on over to Pioneer Park in Salt Lake City. There are absolute. It's like a rat's nest of homeless, and we
It's
went
crazy.
all
There's so many
around.
people to help there.
Wow.
Yeah,
And we helped them. We
and
helped all
we
of
helped
them.
them on
Every single
film.
one.
And guess what? This is the proof that the Lord intervenes. Okay, we felt a warmth from helping those homeless that I don't think people get to normally feel during Christmas time. And that warmth was so great. You know what? All those good deeds we did, even though it was on film, I'm glad it never made air because you know what I mean? It wasn't about that. It was about helping these lazy people get on their feet and learn how to fish, so to speak. And we did so. And we had written material
We
and
gave them the rod.
didn't give them a single dollar, not a single dollar. Okay. And you know what? We did more help for those homeless than any of these other, frankly, morons do when they reach into their pocket for a crisp $20 bill just so they can go spend it on booze and cigarettes. Okay. We helped them we gave them instructions on how to make it and how to get up off their feet or off their homeless pile and get out into the road and do stuff. And you know what?
Get them on their feet.
That's right. Thank you, Brett. That's
Off
what
their
we
knees,
did.
on their feet.
That's what we did. That's who we are. So this documentary just, there
And you
are
want to
people.
call about chili?
Yeah, you're going to call about chili right now. And as if that's
there's-
relevant. Okay, next call. We don't have
Love
time
you
for this.
guys.
Like I said, I am not going to reciprocate love to another man because that's what gay would do. Gay feelings would make someone want to do.
At least strangers.
Yeah.
That's one thing. If you love the men around you and you have a deep, powerful relationship with the men around
Hello?
you, guess what? Hold on a moment, caller.
Okay.
If you have these deep love for the men around you, that's a beautiful thing. But the tendency of the homosexuals is to love strange men. We don't love strange men. We love everybody as brothers in Christ, but we do not love strange men. We only share a fraternal love for those around us. So please do not express your love for us because it's not doing good.
That's right. Well said. All right.
Okay, caller, you're on the air.
Okay, hi Carlson, hi Brett. I just had a question about something in the documentary. They said that you killed Brett or not Brett, Brock and Gary and the other guy Daryl and Fred. Uh, Is that true? Or are you a murderer?
Look at his eyes. Look at Carson's eyes.
They
What do
look
you see?
sad. They look really
No.
sad.
Yeah, you know what?
Well, maybe sad.
They're sad for a reason. Everyone has complex. Their eyes are a kaleidoscope into the soul, because everyone is a constellation of different emotions. And there's some sadness for what my family has had to endure,
These allegations.
and for the legal challenges I'm experiencing precede this dumb pile of filth documentary. But
I
but
it,
but if anyone who even knows of knowing me thinks that I would ever lay a finger into a homeless with a knife in hand, or whatever instrument, blunt object, they are their brain might as well be made of a pile of shrimp. Because, come on, grow up. That documentary was obviously fake too. There were pictures of me as a baby with stubble on my face. Come on, I wasn't born yesterday, and I hope that you guys were
I
neither.
didn't even see that.
Yeah, and it was a mockery.
to be fair, some babies are born with a lot of hair.
All right, okay, listen. I did not kill a homeless. I did not kill. Brett's here. Did it accuse me of killing Brett? I don't remember, but Brett's here.
No, I think it accused you of doing the gay with him, and that's what happened.
Okay, we've already debunked that
Obviously,
part, so
yes,
the rest of it's
obviously that
debunked.
is not true.
So
Okay, the rest of it's
okay.
debunked because we debunked that part.
But Brock and Gary, they're all okay right now. You didn't finger them with the homeless.
I don't know about Daryl or Gary, okay, because I don't talk
They're
to.
probably dead. Let's be honest.
If they are, it's their own fault.
I agree.
For not trying in life enough to gather the resources to be able to have a roof over their head.
And frankly, they probably deserved it for drinking that whiskey.
Well, it's not by me. It would be by the elements or by doing risky behavior, which they did with other homeless.
Probably smited by God.
I don't know, and I'm not going to speak to that. And I pray for people like that, and I hope that people stop helping them in the wrong ways and start helping them in the right ways. Okay, but in terms of Fred and Brock has actually joined the ranks of the homeless. So,
no.
Yeah, he is homeless in a warm place. Let's put it that way. And Fred is no, not at the time, no. But
you know not of what you speak.
You don't, and it's getting me a little bit rumbled, frankly.
Okay.
But in terms of Fred has never been better.
Well, that's good to hear. Anyway, do you think we should put the homeless in work camps so they're not so lazy?
They're already forming camps, and I think that we need to eradicate those camps. Go to Seattle. Go to LA. Okay.
You could force them to break rocks and make license plates.
Well, I think that would be profitable, but at the same time, I think that if they haven't committed crimes other than being a public nuisance and being, filthing the streets with feces.
What about this idea? Homeless gladiator battles.
Okay, this is getting off topic.
No, we've already given our idea for what would help the homeless the most, and that's to give them a sense of pride in their community by helping them clean up the community in which they live. So we give them cleaning supplies, and then they clean up the community instead of making it a filth bucket. Instead of turning it into a slumlord, they can go clean it up and then feel good, and then I'm sure I would give somebody a job if I saw a homeless taking pride and taking action. I would give him a job, get him on my ranch, get him in there with the cows.
Yeah, that'd be nice if they could be trusted, but it's hard to find a homeless that you can trust because they can't even trust themselves to take care of themselves. But anyway, no, I did not kill anyone. That's balonky. That's hilariously dumb.
And we can all see that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
come on.
like I know you guys want to like throw the gay accusation around and like
That one's even more
people,
ridiculous than the murder accusation.
So you're saying it's more likely for you to murder like 4 people than to be gay with Brett?
They're both not likely at all, but what I'm saying is one is even
100%
more
unlikely.
ridiculous than the other.
So
It's
you're
100% for
more
both.
likely to be murdering than be gay.
All right, next. You know what? I think this is the last call. Okay, that's enough. Because
Hello?
I'm starting to feel steamed, and I'm done feeling steamed.
Um,
Okay,
Hello?
go ahead.
Hello?
One more concise and relevant question, and that is it. Caller.
hello, caller. You are on the air with Brett.
Hello?
And Carson's here too. Hello, can you hear us? And if you can't,
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Ask us a concise and relevant question. Just one. No other fluff. Just one concise, relevant question. And
Sure.
I'm hitting the hay.
Well, I just wanted to,
Me too.
first of all, my name is Martin Smith. I'm the executive producer of the film Fooked. I just wanted to call in and maybe speak to you about this.
Well,
and
all right. Okay.
thank all the viewers for calling in. We've made over 5
Okay,
million
I'm going to go ahead and
domestically
start.
and
I'm going to
2.3
stop you right
million
there. I'm
internationally.
going to stop you
I'm
right
sorry?
there and call you what you are. You, sir, are a pile of diarrhea. You, sir, are a rat. Okay?
Excuse me.
No.
Excuse
You
me.
do
I
not
didn't
get to
kill
take any.
5 people.
No, I didn't either. Okay? Look at right here next to me. Well, virtually. Okay? This is not an artificial intelligence. Okay? No.
You're really the
You,
person who
sir,
made these?
are a peddler.
Yeah, we have signed affidavits, recorded testimony to prove that this is completely real. So I don't know what you think you're going to get away with, but we will
Signed
prove
by
this in a
who?
court of law if
The
needed.
devil? Who
But signed by
would
people.
sign? Who would sign such filth?
How about
Other
this?
than someone
Wilson
that
came
is
forward
so
as a
unbelievably
person of
untrustworthy?
witness. So how
I
about
doubt
that?
you even got it notarized. How could you get something, an affidavit like that? How could that ever be notarized? Is it notarized? Because if it isn't, guess what? Not real.
We don't need the notary. We have the FBI involved.
No, this isn't. There's no affidavit from the FBI saying anything about anything at all, ever.
Listen, I just wanted to come forward and let everyone know that thank you for watching the documentary, Fooked,
Nope. Nope.
and we're really
Don't
appreciate
watch
it.
it. Don't watch it. If you haven't watched it, do not watch it. You don't deserve to assault your eyes with the filth that I don't know even how YouTube is allowing it on their platform. I don't know how it hasn't gotten taken down. We've put in requests to get it taken down, and
I just want to let everyone know too. The song will be available for download next month by
Nope,
Dallas
listen.
Dixon.
Nope,
The
nope.
I'm sorry.
W, what are you doing? We should not be giving this guy airtime. What are you doing?
Listen, guys.
Okay. No.
The documentary is
Uh-uh.
real.
No.
These guys are definitely gay. We have many pictures of them together. We have videos. We have audio. We've got many signed affidavits. We've got
This man has no
recorded
proof.
testimony.
This man has no proof.
We will be releasing another video to prove ourselves.
No.
The hair thing, I've had many
You're gonna
people
hear
reach
from
out to
YouTube.
me and send baby pictures with hair, and I will be releasing those as well. So it's called Cantu syndrome,
Guys.
and I know you haven't heard of it. But
Everybody watching, look into our faces. These are two men that have been slandered and libeled for years. And this is just a continuation of that. And it's nothing else. That's all this is. These are victims. You're looking at two victims. You're looking at the weariness in their eyes. And you're looking at hate crime live in action.
listen, you might want to lay low for a while.
Listen.
Sorry, I outed you.
Listen, buddy. Bucky, you can't touch me. You can't get to us in the way you think you are. Okay? You've caused tears. You've caused chaos. You've caused sadness. And you know what? You have taken every chance of Mormon Talk ever coming back and put it through a shredder.
Well, think about the people in Lehigh.
No.
People
What
like
they had to
you
go
are the
through.
reason that we can't express ourselves through our creative means and spread love and joy and happiness and faith throughout the internet. People like you are the reason why the internet has to be such a dark and horrible place full of cheap fakes and lies and hatred and hate crimes, the same of which you have committed upon us.
That's right. And with that, that's all we have to say. For everyone who tuned in, I hope that you just use your common sense. Okay? Go out there, be the best you can be. That's all I can say. And you know what? The next time there's a good thing that comes about, like Mormon Talk, I hope you don't spray filth all over it. Because there are real people in the crossfire. That's all I have to